Hey everyone, ArchTalko here, welcoming you to a very special video. It's going to be a little different than what I normally do on this channel, although that said, if I keep saying that about videos, does it really make it that different? I don't know. What I do know is that I love this game, although we are going to be watching the opening cutscene, so feel free to click the annotation to skip to gameplay, or, if you're like me, hang around and enjoy. So Entwined is a really interesting game. In a lot of ways, it kind of reminds me of Journey, which is my favorite game of all time. But I would say the biggest difference between the two, obviously aside from the sort of themes that are taking place, whereas Journey more so focuses on the experience of the player, I would say Entwined focuses more on still providing a challenge in terms of its gameplay. This is very much an arcade game. It's a twin stick game where each character's controlled by the left and right thumbsticks on the PS4 controller. And, you know, obviously the goal is to make it into the correctly colored little icon, or if it's green, to conjoin them at either the top or the bottom. And along the way, you have to fill up your meter by collecting those little, like, orb power-ups in order to get to the very end, where you, through, like, continuously going through these gates without messing up, will conjoin together and be always together, forever apart. Hey, tagline, look at that. But the series is different than what I normally do on this channel, because it's basically going to be a little mini podcast. Basically what happened was, for those of you who aren't in the loop, I recently went through a breakup, and about a week afterwards, I was sitting in the shower, and a poem just kinda came to me. Kinda wrote itself, like rhymes and everything. Really didn't take much to really flesh it out and turn it into like a full-fledged poem, which by itself, like, that was a really neat experience, but also like really weird. I don't know if you've ever had something like that happen to you, where like just you were suddenly struck by like some kind of inspiration and everything just kind of held in place. I basically, after I got out, spent 3 hours, recorded this game for 50 minutes, and then slapped it together, edited it, did the voiceover, and then boom, it was like ready to go. It was the weirdest thing. But because of that, I asked on Twitter if, you know, I should do anything else with the footage, and, you know, decided to just talk over it. You know, it's gonna be hard for me to actually commentate about the gameplay itself, because I'm a little disconnected from it, to say the least, but, you know, we can just talk about whatever comes to mind. And it's funny, like, it seems like every time I go through something pretty devastating in my life, whenever I'm feeling particularly down, this game is definitely one of those staple games that I just always go to. This game actually and Shadow of the Colossus. They're my two sad games. But it's really interesting because every single time I play this game, I'm always warped back to the first time and everything that transpired during that time that I had first played it. You know, when I play through Super Mario Galaxy, I'm always transported back to 13-year-old AJ in middle school, dealing with all the insecurities of trying to find yourself and dealing with the drama of a newly formed step family. When I play through Journey, I'm transported back to my senior year of high school, right around when I was graduating, and all the fears of being kind of thrust out into the world on my own, but all the excitement that comes along with that. And I feel like every game that I've become like majorly invested in, every game has that sort of story attached to it, you know? Even my Let's Plays. Every single time I play through a Let's Play, I can promise you, if I were to watch any individual video from any Let's Play I've done, I could tell you exactly like what point in time I was at, what I was doing when I made that video. For any of you who have also made YouTube videos, like, can you relate? Is that a relatable thing? Is that a hashtag relatable thing? Because that's definitely how I feel, and it's simultaneously really cool, but also kind of weird to have like all these different reminders, you know? And honestly, it's really amazing to see how two seemingly unrelated things can be linked like that, can correlate just based on how you did it and when. I'd even take that a step further and just say how amazing the mind is in general. When it comes to relationships, at least for me, I'm a really introverted person. For the most part, like, I absolutely prefer being alone, being left to my own devices than having to go out and, you know, see a bunch of people and socialize. Like, I feel like almost, to agree, in my case, it's like almost crippling, because I really don't enjoy going out that much. But at the same time, I mean, I would say 99% of us still go crazy if we're not around people, if we are alone. And I know I'm the same way. Like, I absolutely value the friendships I have. I'm just a horrible friend because I never want to work on those friendships, even though I like fundamentally need them to be. I don't know. I said the human mind's amazing, but I guess maybe just more so my own for being such a weird hypocrite, you know? I guess that's just kind of what makes us all human, though, is all those weird little quirks, you know? I think that'll be one of my main goals with this series, is just laying everything open, you know? It's so easy for people on YouTube to really invest in this facade that, you know, there are these incredible people and everything's going awesome in their lives. And while I do think, for the most part, I'm a pretty good person, I'm pretty upstanding, I'm pretty high-spirited, I mean, there are definitely some problems with me. We all have those quirks, those quirks, you know the ones. I'm positive that's a word, or not. I don't know, it's so easy to communicate on YouTube, but it's so easy to communicate the wrong things, or maybe to not communicate the right ones, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna try to be as open as possible. I think that'll be a good change pace. Anyway, wow, we're actually already getting near the end, and shoutouts to this game's art direction. Like, this scene in particular, oh my god, it is, beautiful. Really is like the only word. This is absolutely the style of aesthetic that is like my absolute pleasure to experience, and I really hope you guys are enjoying the art direction for this game too, because it is great. So, anyway, that's gonna be it for the day. Thank you all so much for watching me play. I want you guys to know that, you know, we all go through some pretty tough times in life. You know, it's not life without it throwing curveballs just constantly. And while I'm a stranger on the internet, and while I'll probably never have any sort of direct influence or say in your lives, I want you to know that this is a place you can come to talk about stuff if you want, if you're comfortable with it. I'm glad that I'm a smaller channel because it gives me this chance to just be more direct and open with you guys. So I want you guys to know that as much as I'm able to, I'm here for you guys. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next episode of Entwined. Let me know if you enjoyed this format. And again, see you next episode.